Robert Mazik,
Yes.
you were suing the defendant, Robert Tanguma,
Yes.
for $5,000, the value of property you say he's responsible for.
Yes.
And you are countersuing, sir, for $2,130 for unpaid rent.
That is correct.
So I understand you leased a home from the defendant for a period of time in Dallas, Texas. You were a tenant there. Why don't you start from the beginning and tell me what happened?
On April 2015, I had to move, so I went online on Zillow.com, and I seen her residence, and I went over there to his residence, and I've seen the place. I gave him a deposit, and I
How
gave
much
him
did you give him for a deposit?
$900 plus the rent, which was $1,800 and change.
What kind of tenant was he? Did he pay the rent on time?
He did not. His first month's rent was late, 8 days, and then June was, he was late on the 9th, then the 10th, and then the 15th, and it slowly got worse and worse. And finally in October, I basically was pleading with him, hey, get this thing on time, and he didn't, so I filed eviction paperwork.
Okay, so you were evicted or did you leave on your own?
No, I was not evicted.
Okay.
When I moved into the place, I'm a truck driver, and I told Mr. Tanguma when I got the place, I'm a truck driver, I'm not always in town.
Okay.
But when I always let him know when I'm in town, I have your money, let's meet somewhere, and I can pay you the money.
So October, when he moved for eviction, because you didn't leave, you stayed there for 2 more months, November and December, right?
And I can explain that, Your
Well-
Honor.
Did he pay November and December rent?
Well, he pleaded with me. He said, hey, Mr. Tanguma, I have a son at the house. He needs to go to school and everything else. So I was like, I
How old is
felt
your
for him.
son?
15.
Okay.
I said, okay, if we can get a schedule together of getting paid and getting back on track, we'll go ahead and move forward. And that's what we agreed to do. For October and November, he stayed on track with what he said he was going to do.
Okay.
But mid-November and December wasn't anywhere close to what was happening. November's rent, he finally paid in December the 14th.
Okay, is that true?
He got it in December, because I said I came back in town.
And you don't think that's a problem?
Now, I would let him know, because I said I was a truck driver, and I'm not, and
Okay,
I can't
even
always...
if you let him know, you did not pay rent in November.
Yes.
You paid November's rent in December. That's a problem.
Okay.
And that's really getting to the crux of this lawsuit and what happens in December.
Right.
Tell me what happened in December.
Okay, December 28th, I was at work driving my truck, and an officer stopped me to do a DOT inspection. And while he was doing the DOT inspection, he
Department
found out...
of Transportation?
Yes. He found out I had a bench warrant. So, which means he arrested me for
What'd you
having
have
a
a
bench
warrant for?
warrant. I had a bench warrant for, a possession charge.
Possession of what?
Marijuana.
A possession of distribution amount?
No,
Or,
just having it in my possession.
Okay, so just a marijuana possession.
Yes, and I paid the bill for the whole ticket, but what I did not know is that you have when you're on probation, you have a probationary fee. And
Okay,
that's
so
what I did not
you
know.
had a warrant because you hadn't paid certain fees associated with this possession charge, and so they arrested you.
Yes.
What happened? How long were you in jail?
70 days.
When did you find out that he had been arrested?
I found out January the 7th. He called me.
So the entire month of
Untrue.
December, you didn't know where he was?
No idea.
Had you been trying to reach him?
I had text communication. I had communication with him until the 18th of December, where I had back and forth conversations and text. But after the 18th, I did not hear from him, and on December the 30th, I filed for eviction again.
When I got arrested on the 28th of December, that Wednesday, I contacted Mr.
May I see the
Tagliabue.
text messages? How? How did you contact him?
Off of a jail phone, I called him and told him I was incarcerated, and told him that this is where I'm at and that I will have a family member contact him to pay the rent.
Did that happen? Did someone pay the rent?
No, he told me he did not want it. He want me out of the property.
So is that true? He contacted you after he was arrested?
He contacted me.
This conversation, did it happen in December or January?
No, the first conversation I had with him after he was arrested was the 7th of January, and he requested, hey, I'm in jail. Can I stay at the property? I said, can you pay for December and January because it's due? And he says, no, I can't. And
May I see
said,
your phone? Are these text messages on your phone?
Yes.
May I see them? He asks you on December 18th, when will I get rent money? You tell him next weekend. This is December 18th. And on December 28th, which is how I know you didn't have that conversation with him right after you got arrested, he writes to you, what happened to giving me rent this weekend? I cannot allow you to fall 2 months behind again. If I do not hear from you today, I will start the eviction process tomorrow. You don't respond because obviously you can't because you're in jail.
Yes.
He writes to you again 5 days later, January 3rd. I have not heard from you in over 2 weeks. Due to that fact, I have started the eviction process. You did not contact him from jail during this time period. He has no idea you're incarcerated. No one's told him, given him that message. You have not spoken to him at that point. My question is this: did you pay December rent?
I was incarcerated.
So you did not pay those 2 months of rent.
Coming up, additional details emerge about the missing belongings.
What happened to the things in the home?
He had some helpers move him out, and they had free choice in picking of all my stuff.
And later, a torrid love affair ends with a violent outburst and a broken window.
I couldn't help myself. I picked up a piece of wood and I just cracked him.
Tell me about your lawsuit. You had items in the home.
Yes.
What happened to those items?
I spoke to the gentleman, Mr. Taglaguma, and I got him in contact with my sister so that the stuff could be moved. He had some helpers move him out, and they had free choice in picking of all
that
my
is
belongings.
not true, Your Honor.
What I have in my storage is 2 beds, a refrigerator.
Who moved those things into storage?
His handyman.
You said he
named-
had helpers move your things into storage.
Yeah, he
Who
was
paid
not
for
present.
storage?
My sister.
Do you have proof that your sister paid a storage bill on your behalf?
I don't have it with me because when all this took
No,
place.
no. This is your lawsuit.
Okay.
This is your lawsuit.
I don't have the proof.
I don't accept testimony that I don't have it with me. I will not accept that. This
Okay.
is your lawsuit. You are suing about your things that were in storage. That is one of the most critical pieces of evidence you could bring with you. You don't have it with you because your sister was not paying the storage. The defendant was. Show me the proof of the bills. I still want to hear your case, but I'm just telling you, I'm one step ahead of you.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna have to be truthful and tell the truth. Who paid these bills?
I paid the bills, Your Honor.
Did his sister ever give you money for storage?
I got paid the $300 for the storage, but after I paid for all 3 months. It wasn't, I had already paid for them, but I got
So
reimbursed.
you were reimbursed?
I was reimbursed,
Okay,
yes.
that's what I need
That
to.
is
That's what
correct.
I need to understand. So you paid 3 months of storage, January, February, March.
That is correct.
Which you submitted here, and his sister reimbursed you when? In March?
It was March the 10th, I believe, when she reimbursed me.
March 10th. Okay,
Yes.
so now do we have an understanding? You know why that's important? Because if something happens, you're incarcerated, you haven't paid rent, he has no obligation to move your items into storage, to pay storage fees for 3 months. And fortunately, your sister came and was able to reimburse him, but he's gone way over and beyond anything that he has to do as a landlord. You have a son who's obviously living there. What happened to your son? He was there by himself?
No, he wasn't by himself.
Who was with him?
It was a young lady by the name of who was there with him and took care of him and made sure he had food.
Who is she?
A woman that I know and that my son knows.
Okay, but you have not proven your case to me. You can't prove your case. There were too many people. God knows who else was in the home. You don't know because you were in jail. But you certainly can't prove to me that the defendant stole your items. And by the way, this is a man who paid 3 months of storage for you. If he really wanted to steal them, he would not be paying 3 months of storage, sir, to keep your items in storage and your sister reimbursed him. You are countersuing for rent, back rent. You don't get that either, and I'll tell you why. Because I read through the text messages on your phone, and you decided to settle this entire case with him. You told him if he paid you a certain amount after he got out of jail, and you send to him the key, release the storage, and here's all your things, you can pick it up. So you made a negotiation, and you settled that before you ever came into court today. He mailed you the money. You gave him access to his items in storage. Both cases are dismissed, but judgment is for the defendant.